Sixth grade, we're at our last lesson of the chapter. And we're going to take a test on Friday. Well, a couple of the questions are going to be on mental math. And so we're going to cover some mental math strategies. Okay? Mental math means that we are going to do the problem and we're going to get the actual answer. But we're going to use some strategies so we don't have to write down and do the calculation. We can do it in our head. Okay? So, one of the best ways to use mental math is to really know how to make a 10. What numbers make 10? When you're adding, what numbers can you add together to make 10? Give me one. Zoe? 5. 5 and? No, to make 10. 5 and 5. So you look for 5 and 5 when you can combine to make 10. Give me another one, Brett.
9 plus 1.
9 and 1.
4 and 6.
4 and 6.
2 and 8.
2 and 8.
7 and 3.
7 and 3.
Oh.
All of them?
4 plus 6.
4 plus 6.
Oh, 5 plus 3.
5 and 5. We already did that one.
10 plus
10
0.
plus 0. I think that's all of them, right?
No, 7 plus 1.
7 plus 3.
I did that.
2 plus 2 plus 6. So what we're looking for are numbers that we can combine to make 10. Let's look at this first example. Look at the ones place in these numbers. Which 2 can you combine to make a 10? Look at the ones numbers in the first example. Which 2 can you combine to make a 10? To make 10 ones. Ethan. 4 and 6. So not the numbers next to each other, that makes 11, but 4 and 6 make a 10. And so to do this problem mentally, if you do 14 plus 26 first, you can get a number with a 10. It's a tens number. You can get 40. Right? 6 plus 4 is 10. 1 10 plus 2 tens is 3 tens. So if we have 3 tens and 1 10, we have 4 tens. 14 plus 26 is 40. Now, we can add the third number to the 10 number. And do that in our head. 40 plus 27 is, class? 67. Yep. So that's how we can use a mental math strategy to add these 3 numbers by making a 10. Okay? Now, another thing to think about is anytime you can make tens, hundreds, or thousands, those are also easy to multiply. So if you can combine numbers so that you can multiply by tens or hundreds or thousands, those numbers are pretty easy to multiply. Okay? So that's the first strategy, is make tens or make powers of 10. It's in order to do the calculations in your head. One of the questions, or one of the ways that you can do mental math is to think about the distributive property, how to use the distributive property. Okay? And what it involves is taking a number like 83 and putting it in expanded form. What's 83 in expanded form? Meaning, what is the value of the 8? Jen? 80 plus 3. This is the expanded form of 83. So to break the number up into expanded form, and then multiply it by whatever your multiple is. So instead of doing 83 times 3, if you use 3 times 80, you can do that in your head. 8 times 3 is 24, so 80 times 3 is 240. And then do 3 times 3 is 9, and add those together. 249. Okay? There's another, for more advanced math calculations, you can use division also to do this. And to divide it in 2 groups, to take the number and divide this in 2 groups. Divide it first by 40, since 8 goes into 48, if we divide 480 of this number first, 8 goes into 480, and 8 goes into 48. So you can break that number up also. That one's a little harder to do mentally though. Okay, let's practice some of these. Let's go with this. Look at example no, let's go to your assignment. So let's do number 14. 36 plus 71 plus 29. Okay? Now, let's go back to our first example. What 2 numbers can you combine to make a 10 in this? Roy?
9 and the 1.
The 9 and the 1. Right. So, the 9 and the 1 makes a 10. And 70 plus 20 is 90. So 71 plus 29 is 100. Now add the third number. Add the third number. Carson? We already used the 29. So 130, 136. Yep. Okay. Now, this is what I want you to write down. Even though we're doing the calculations mentally, I want you to write down these numbers to show the process that you're using. So write that down for number 14. We combined 71 and 29. And then combined, and then added the third number. Okay? Let's do another one. Page 30, yep, in this lesson. Let's do, let's try number 20. This is 45 times 12. Okay? Now, 12s, you should know your 12s when you're multiplying. So let's take 45 and break it into expanded form. What is 45 in expanded form? Cool?
40 plus 5.
Right. So now, let's do 12 times 40 and 12 times 5. What's 12 times 40? Ethan? 480. Because 12 times 4 is 48. 12 times 4 is 40 is 480. What's 12 times 5?
60.
Now add those together.
Is there, no, 540.
540.
40,
Okay? Does everyone have these two copied?
yeah.
Copy those two. And then let's do one more. this is number 20.
22.
Yep, number 22. You make a 10 first.
Yeah.
Liz?
57 plus 23.
Yep, 57 plus 23. So this is a 10. And 5 plus 2 is 7. So that's 70 plus 10, which is 80. Now add the third number. 80 plus 68. What is it? 148. So it's a mental math strategy, okay? We're combining the numbers in a different way than what you would traditionally use to just add these. Okay? It's really, it's kind of like figuring out a puzzle. And we put these numbers together in a different way. Now, notice that when we're using mental math, we're not rounding the numbers and estimating. Be careful when you're doing the test on Friday that you're not rounding the numbers and estimating. That's a completely different process. We're going to be putting the numbers together in a different way when we're doing mental math. Okay? So, those are some examples of mental math strategies.